Well, isn't this a little overdue? What's going down, Sony community, and everyone new and part of the M7 community? Today is a grand day. 8.0 launches for the Sony PlayStation 4. So PS4 has finally got some firmware updates in their software, so let's go ahead and look at what's going to be happening with 8.0 and some game-related news. My name is Mac here at the MacGyver7 channel, and today we're going to be doing some pretty cool PlayStation news. Coming directly from the Sony site, and I'll have this link down below with an other article that is a little bit easier to digest, in my personal opinion, for as far as the way that they kind of do it. It's in their PlayStation blogs, but this one directly is what's going to tell us what's going down. So, when starting for as far as a party chat, now chosen inside of creating groups. For new groups, you can select an existing group. When you create a new group, it will be saved even after the party has ended. You can start a new party with the same member by selecting the group that you previously created. So that's pretty cool for the chats. They're progressing a little bit forward. Now on top of that, you can see that they are now using a group across party and a messages, and you can send messages to groups you create for parties or start a party with a group you've messaged with. So you can kind of join those parties now. It's pretty cool. For groups of 3 or more members, with a group owner, you can remove the member inside of the situation from a group, and the group owner is the player can create the group. So it seems like they've added a lot more options for as far as the chat. As we scroll down, we can see that the group for you and other players can no longer change the group name or image, only the name and the image of the other players display. Now, as you can see what I've basically summed up already, this definitely has a way better way of putting it across. So they're basically tightening it up. So when we go to PlayStation 4 and 5, there's a communication shifting between these two, which is pretty cool. So they're setting up the UIs in order for the next platform, in order to share an ecosystem that works. One of the things that I did notice that wasn't on this list for a briefing, and this is why I've been dancing between the software, between PlayStation Direct and the PlayStation blog, is this. A lot more finite details for as far as messages have been added during the parties for selecting messages, for exchanging between groups. The private and public settings in the parties has been removed. Only members of the group can join the party. So they made that pretty simple for as far as what ends up happening. So they kind of made it like a little bit of a media direct. Now, you can also change your party settings for the options in the menu and the display within the screen inside of the party. You can also manage your party connection settings for the select the party voice chat connection with the add and the party in the setting. For as far as the members of your party, you can now see your mic is muted. That's really cool. Honestly, I've always been wondering that myself sometimes, if something's gone wrong or something is just muted. You can also join the party even if you're a member that you've blocked. You've just joined the party with the block member, or the block member joins the party and you'll receive a notification. So that's really strange that they have that, but I guess they made a workaround. But at least, I don't know, that just seems like a whole bunch of drama gumbo soup. Anyways, looking at this whole portion of what's going down with playing together in sessions that's a lot more friendly, no longer can be started and in a party. For the online multiplayer games, you can start a game session from within the game. So that's kind of cool. So you can basically have that directly. Now with a closer look, you'll see that the trophies are new inside of the situation, which I thought was awesome, but they didn't really notate that on the other blog. So as you can see that the level is ranking determined on the total number of trophies you've earned. You will have an update in your system for the software, and you'll see a new trophy level based upon your trophies you've earned to date. Your new trophy level will also appear in your sign-in for the app via Vita system and My PlayStation Online. There won't be any changes to the trophies you've already earned or trophies information, such as unlock requirements. The 2-step verification is now usable for the authentication for the app. When you're entering the sign-in ID for a PlayStation 4, you can completely sign in through your app access. You can download the app through the Google Play Store, and they don't guarantee that all functionalities will work on that. So it seems like it's very beta. Be careful with that. Let me know down in a comment if you've been trying this and you've definitely had some weird experiences. I would definitely like to know, so leave a comment down below. Now, parental controls did come into some situations for as far as the following changes. They had communicating with other players, the viewing content created by other players have been combined. Now the general content, if allowed or not allowed. So there will be some changes to that. So you might have to go through that if you want to change these or get that realigned for yourselves. But any of those will transfer after the updates. Looking at even in the communication and the using and set not to allowed, and the game communication features can now be used in only specific games that family managed or parental guardians have allowed. So basically they just put a parental lock that you can kind of guard to keep short. The mute all microphones has been added to the quick menu inside of the sound device and the settings and all for the direct PlayStation 4 connection. I like that because if you need to talk to someone, you can mute someone or vice versa. And the situation for as far as the following changes have been made for when you are remote playing inside of the mobile devices and computers on devices, and the update and the remote play will have the latest version, which is pretty cool. Now, as far as like the button assigned to use set in the controller on the PlayStation 4 are now reflected to utilize inside of the remote play. On top of the situation for as far as the screen design has been refreshed, the Android 5 and 6 is no longer available, and top of the 8.1 of Windows is not available, so they're taking away some stuff. Underneath the settings in the account management and privacy settings, the following changes have been made for as far as gaming and media and trophies and games in the combined portions of the gaming history. You are limited who can see those situations, on top of what they've been adding for the online status for as far as now playing has been added, for you can limitedly let those people in the same situation you currently playing. So you have a little bit more options for as far as the status portion. In messages, you now can have the restrictions has been changed, limited to you can invite your party, you can add groups, and so on and so on. So it's adding off of what you can do with the chat, which is pretty cool. Also underneath, the available mobile has been removed, just so you know, just in case if you're looking for as far as situation for personal informations. Now looking for as far as changes that have been made in communities, you can see that the requirements for as far as the limits who can join, if you have an existing community that is set, anyone can join in. So if you're part of the PlayStation communities, it makes it a little bit easier just to kind of jump in and out. You no longer can create parties from the community screen. You just need to create a portion of a group and party. You can no longer create the new events. Events created before the update will still held in the event tournaments for as far as hosts by game developers will continue to take place. For some features inside the content display on the screen have been changed, as well as the screen design, looking at the situations for the apps. Now notice for as far as downloading the software, you're going to want to make sure that, you know, there are a few different things that you run through, and quite frankly, I have some great videos on those that I'll attach both. So if you are having just a soft reset of just like the actual software or a complete clean install, it definitely can help sometimes when you get caught up in a loop, which definitely does suck. But make sure you clean out your system too, because of the way that it works, it is the hottest when it is updating. So if you have like a little air off, like dust off, just, you know, blow it inside the, you know, heat sink in the back near where the power processor is, and it'll definitely help out. So everyone, that is the game related news for 8.0 inside of Sony's brand new PS4 software. It seems pretty cool. I'm excited to test it out. It's geared towards a lot of situations that ended up coming towards more of the party chats and privacies, as well as getting set up for the UI integrations for PlayStation 5. If you're new to the network, you can always like, share, and subscribe. And if you joined today, who knows, maybe Sony will sponsor me to get another PlayStation 5, and then I'll dismantle it, and I don't know, we'll go from there. Even though I already am getting a PlayStation 5 and dismantling it, so you should subscribe to see that. So I'll see everyone in the near future. Stay classy, stay safe, and I'll see you there.